Chapter 45. The Pandavas consult Krishna. Meanwhile, in Virata, the Pandavas received the Kuru's response. There will be no lands or wealth returned. Dhritarashtra was pleading for peace, but he wanted to keep his sovereignty over the world, and Duryodhana was his usual obstinate and wrathful self. Yudhishthira was not surprised at all. Now, all that remained was for Krishna to go to Hastinapur as he had promised. Yudhishthira folded his hands as he addressed Krishna. "O Lord, the time has arrived for you to show your friendship. It is known throughout the world that you are devoted to the welfare of your friends. And so, depending upon you, we have asked the Kurus to return our kingdom. And I do not see anyone other than you who could get us through this difficulty. O Madhava, you are the only shelter for us." Krishna was seated slightly lower than Yudhishthira on a gold throne decked with precious stones. His curling black hair fell around his smiling face. A diamond-encrusted crown shone from his head, and his brilliant shark-shaped earrings flashed as he turned towards Yudhishthira. "Here I am. I am ready to do whatever you ask. What do you want me to say?" Yudhishthira was moved by Krishna's response. What had he and his brothers done to merit such support from Krishna? Here was the greatest of all personalities, ready to carry their message and act as their envoy for peace. All five brothers gazed intently at Krishna's face, and tears pricked their eyes. "O Keshava, you have heard Sanjaya describe Dhritarashtra's mind and feelings. He wants peace without giving us what is ours. That covetous man, partial to his own sons, has a sinful heart. We lived for 12 years in the forest, and upon his command, a further miserable year in this kingdom of Virat. The Brahmanas know that we were true to our promise, but he has reneged on his agreement, and following the advice of his foolish son, Dhritarashtra desires to follow a deceitful course. He will not even grant us 5 villages. Why? He thinks he owns the world. He has no shame, and because of his greed, we have been reduced to poverty and are unable to perform our Kshatriya duties. Without wealth, it is difficult for us to acquire virtue. Asceticism and begging are not the duty of a Kshatriya. O Krishna, we are meant to rule over people and to maintain large treasuries in order to support Brahmanas and the needy. Alas, what greater misery is there than for a prosperous man to lose his wealth? Why, death would be better." Yudhishthira looked at his brothers, who sat in silent agreement. Upon his command, they would have accepted even a village each. But Dhritarashtra wanted them to remain beggars. The old monarch's suggestion was simply outrageous. It was unthinkable for a powerful Kshatriya to beg. Even their having to beseech the Kurus for their own kingdom was painful and humiliating. Yudhishthira continued, "Although it would be a vicious act to take back our kingdom by slaying our relatives, I cannot see any other course. When the proper time comes, Fighting is the hard duty of Kshatriyas, but war means suffering for all. Even if we win, we will suffer repentance and grieve the death of our relatives and friends. If we lose, we will suffer extinction. And yet, without a kingdom, we are as good as dead. Therefore, I ask Dhritarashtra to peacefully return to us what is already ours. Failing this, then war is the righteous course of action for us, even though it be fraught with misery. Yudhisthira did not relish the prospect of a war with his elders. According to sacred texts, one should always acquiesce to his superiors in an argument. He then asked Krishna to clear up his doubts. So, what is your opinion, O Keshava? What is the path of virtue that I should now tread? Is it right for us to fight with Dhritarashtra and his followers? I doubt he will accept any peaceful approach, because he is too attached to his sons. He will simply laugh at our respectful submission. O Dharmaraj, whether or not to fight is not your choice. Rather, the choice belongs to Dhritarashtra. For the good of you both, I will go there and sue for peace. If peace can be achieved, then I will have done something virtuous, and the Kuru and Pandava armies will be freed from the death trap. Oh Krishna, I am doubtful. It is not my wish that you go to the Kurus. Even if you address Duryodhana in a friendly way, he will not listen to you, and I am sure he will try to harm you in some way. So what will be the use of any of this if some harm befalls you? I am very much aware of Duryodhana's vicious nature, but by going to the Kurus and trying for peace, we will not be censured. No one will be able to say that we did not try to do everything in our power to avoid war. So do not be afraid for me. All of the earth's rulers united could not stand before me in battle when I am angry. So if the Kurus try to insult me when I desire their good, then I shall consume them. As you wish, my dear Krishna. Go to Hastinapur. May all good come from it, and may we see you returned in good health, with your object achieved. You are as dear a friend to me as is Arjuna. Relying on your friendship, why, I am not anxious at all. So you should speak to Duryodhana in such a way which will secure peace, even if it means we have to sacrifice virtue. And I will accept less than my rightful share, or even play another game of dice if necessary, if war can be averted. Yudhisthira was confident that he would not lose another dice game, having learned the secrets of the game from Vrishaparva in the forest. And he was also alluding to the fact that he would peacefully accept just 5 villages. He was prepared to make any personal sacrifice in order to avoid fighting his relatives and teachers. Yudhisthira was even beginning to wonder if it may not be better to simply let the Kauravas keep the kingdom. Perhaps he could stay with his brothers in a country belonging to their allies. He was certain both Krishna and Drupada would be happy to give them some territory to rule. Then Krishna's face assumed a grave expression. Yes, I know well both your intentions and those of Duryodhana. Although you would prefer peace by any means, it is not the Kshatriya's duty to avoid a righteous fight. Rather, the Creator, Brahma, has ordained that a Kshatriya must meet victory or death. The Kshatriya cannot gain his livelihood by gentleness, such as begging or gathering fruits and roots in the forest. When the time comes, the Kshatriya king must show his power rather than retiring in a spirit of humility. Yudhishthira was almost too humble. Krishna knew that Duryodhana would only take advantage of his mildness and tolerance if he displayed it. The language of strength and threats was the only way to sway that Kaurava from his sinful aims, and it would benefit no one if Duryodhana was allowed to get away with his cruelty and deceit. The world would be deprived of its most virtuous ruler, and instead would be led by a man given over to his own selfishness. Krishna reminded Yudhishthira of the many insults the Kurus had offered the Pandavas. Duryodhana has shown no remorse or shame for having sent you to the forest clad in deerskins. Indeed, Duryodhana and his brothers spoke harshly at that time. The elder Kurus simply watched as you were cheated of your kingdom in the dice game. Then the evil-minded Dushashan dragged the weeping Draupadi by her hair into the assembly hall. Krishna's eyes blazed as he recalled the violation of Draupadi at the hands of the Kauravas. His stern voice echoed throughout the hall, and all the kings present shed tears and censured Duryodhana, but they did nothing. So for that act alone, Duryodhana is fit to be killed by anyone. What to speak of yourself? Duryodhana is blamed and condemned by Brahmanas and all virtuous men. Thus, Duryodhana is as good as dead already. Just as there is no sin attached to killing a serpent, so there is no sin attached to killing Duryodhana. Those who follow him into battle also deserve death for supporting someone so wicked. Krishna paused. Yudhishthira had rarely seen Krishna so angry. What hope was there for the Kauravas when they had incited Krishna to such fury? Why, Krishna seemed about to consume the entire cosmos simply by his mere glance. Yudhishthira saw Krishna looking over at Draupadi, who had also been moved to anger as Krishna recalled Dushashan's terrible actions. Tears dropped from her eyes, and Draupadi breathed heavily as Krishna went on speaking. By my going to Hastinapur, I will remove all doubts. Everyone will see your good-heartedness, and they will also see Duryodhana's sinfulness. And I will remind the Kauravas of all the evils they have perpetrated against you. No one shall call you sinful, for you are asking for peace. The world will blame the Kurus, headed by Dhritarashtra. At the same time, I will ask for peace without sacrificing your interests, O ruler of men. Hearing their reply and understanding their intentions, I will then return. Krishna looked around the room. Everyone's eyes were fixed on him as he turned back to Yudhishthira and solemnly concluded his speech. But, my dear Ajatashatru, know for certain, war will be the result. Duryodhana will not return to you any portion of your prosperous territories, and so it shall only remain for you to kill he who has already been killed by his own sins, and I shall assist you. Yudhishthir accepted Krishna's speech. He knew that Krishna's acts were always meant for the good of all beings, and if Krishna deemed war as necessary, then it could not be avoided, even if it meant killing the esteemed Kuru elders. So now Krishna wanted to hear from all of the Pandavas before he left. He looked across at Bhima, and realizing Krishna's desire, Bhima said, I think you should say whatever you can in order to achieve peace, O Madhusudan. Bhima's voice was amazingly expressionless. But please, Krishna, be careful. Duryodhana is resentful, wrathful, arrogant, unable to hear any good advice. Do not address him in harsh words, or he will react violently. Treat him with courtesy. It will be a difficult task to effect peace, but please try your best. I still foresee the imminent destruction of the Kurus. Even as Kali was born among the Asuras, so has this wicked Duryodhana taken birth among the Kurus. So try to assuage him with mild words, O Krishna, or else our race will be extinguished. Let there be peace among us. Let us avoid the sin of annihilating our relatives, and let us live together as brothers. Krishna was surprised. Glancing at Yudhishthir and Arjuna, Krishna began to laugh. Oh, Bhimasena, your words are like coldness in fire or lightness in the earth. Bhima frowned as Krishna spoke on. Now what has brought about this change of heart? Until now, you have spoken only words indicative of war. Why, you have spent entire nights sitting with your face bent downwards, breathing hot sighs. Running about and beating the earth, you sometimes appear insane. You spend your time in solitude, and nothing can give you delight. Suddenly you will laugh out loud, and other times weep profusely. For long periods you sit with your head between your knees, with your eyes closed. All of this is the work of wrath. O Bhimasena, you have sworn to kill Duryodhana and all of his brothers. So why this sudden display of mildness? Alas, it seems that even the powerful are struck by terror when the time for battle arrives. Surely you must be seeing unfavorable omens, and so you now desire peace. Seized with fear, you have become like a eunuch, devoid of manliness. O son of Kunti, the minds of men are indeed fickle and easily swayed, like saplings moved by the wind. O hero, be firm. Do not give way to fear. I am totally amazed to see you in this state. Without you, your brothers will sink in an ocean of despair. Think of your noble lineage. You are Kshatriya, and you are meant to live by your might. This weakness of heart is unbecoming of you, Bhima. Like a first-class horse prodded by its rider, Bhima quickly stood and spoke loudly. Do not think my mind has been swayed, O Krishna. I am cheerful at the prospect of war. You know this well enough, as we have lived together many times. Or perhaps you do not know me, as one swimming in a lake does not know its depths. Thus, you find fault with me. But who, knowing me as Bhimasena, could possibly have spoken such words? Although it is always condemned to praise oneself, I shall speak of my prowess in order to ease your mind, my dear Krishna. Bhima then held out his arms, which resembled a pair of elephant trunks. Now, tell me, who is there who, having once entered within the circle of these arms, could possibly escape? Even if one were assisted by Indra or the ocean and the Himavat in person, he would die. If the earth and heavens were to suddenly come against one another in fury like two great mountains, I could hold them apart with these two arms, along with all their movable and immovable creatures. All those who oppose the Pandavas I will trample under my feet. Oh, Achyuta, although you do not know me now, surely you will know me in the turmoil of battle. Your words pain me like the lancing of an old boil. My strength is even greater than what I have described. When the time comes, you and the entire world will see me cutting down the foremost warriors along with their elephants, horses, and chariots. I would not be afraid even if the three worlds rushed against me. I spoke only out of mercy, O Krishna, and could bear any sort of trouble to avoid annihilating the Bharatas. Krishna smiled broadly as Bhima returned to his seat. O Pandava, desiring to know your intentions, I spoke only out of affection. I was not finding fault with you, because I know you are capable of all that you have said and even more. I know the greatness of your soul and the strength you possess. My words were only meant to inspire you to be determined. Firm action will soon be required, for without action, a man cannot achieve his ends in this world. Although it may be the ultimate cause, destiny alone is not sufficient. One who acts with full knowledge of cause and effect, without attachment to the results, can bring about his highest goals. But those who remain idle, either out of ignorance or fear, do not achieve success. Next, Krishna turned toward Arjuna. So what is your view, Dhananjay? I shall leave at dawn for Hastinapur. Do you have any final thoughts? Arjuna had been silently taking everything in. He looked around the great hall. The many kings and brahmanas present looked back at him as he began speaking. Oh, my dear Janardhan, I think Yudhishthir has said all that needs to be said. But it does seem to me that you do not see peace as being easily obtained, owing to either Dhritarashtra's avarice or to our weakness. You consider also that man's desires are useless unless attended by action, that one should not simply depend on destiny. Having stated his understanding of Krishna's speech, Arjuna gave his response. Yes, I am in agreement. In my opinion, O Keshava, there is nothing unattainable to one who acts in knowledge. I know you to be the best well-wisher of both ourselves and the Kurus. So, whatever you decide to do, I will accept. If peace is desired by you, then it shall be so. And if you desire war, then I am ready to fight." Arjuna paused. His hand rested on the long sword by his side. Surely he had been born only to wield weapons in combat, and he could not honestly see any chance of peace, even with Krishna going to Hastinapur. Despite Krishna's unrivaled power, Krishna never compelled anyone to act against their own desires. Krishna instead would offer them wisdom, present logic and reasoning, but in the end, everything would depend upon Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana's free will. And there was nothing to indicate that they would respond favorably. So in all probability, Krishna would return insulted. Now Arjuna's voice rose in anger as he thought about everything. Without doubt, that evil-minded Duryodhana deserves to die. He and his brothers cruelly and deceitfully robbed us of our kingdom and insulted the innocent Draupadi. I cannot see Duryodhana accepting any good counsel. Oh Krishna, your words will be like throwing seeds on barren land. And if you think Duryodhana should be destroyed, then do it at once. For there is nothing to be considered in this matter, my dear Lord. Otherwise, let there be battle. What Kshatriya would turn away from such a fight, even if death stares down upon him? Yes, Arjuna, it is exactly as you say. Peace and war both lie in my hands, but I will not force either. Even the divine agency, which causes the results of actions, still allows men their free choice. Every man must accept the consequences of his own actions. Blinded by attachment, men do not see the final results of their acts, but the divine power always brings about those results. So I will convey in full Yudhishthir's message to the Kurus. And as you say, Arjuna, Yudhishthir has already said everything that needs to be said. However, Duryodhana is likely to be too vicious to accept my good advice. He is unable to part with even a tiny piece of land for a brief period. Thus, there will be war. You will be required to fight, Bibatsu. Now, fix your mind on battle, for whomever you determine to defeat is already vanquished. As for my part, I desire to do whatever is good for Dharmaraj. I will always follow the instructions of that pious king, and I will also duly consider Duryodhana's wicked acts. Next, Krishna turned toward the twins. Both of them expressed their willingness for battle. Satyaki also spoke of his determination to fight. There was little doubt in anyone's mind that war was unavoidable. Duryodhana would simply laugh at Krishna. Draupadi was also seated in the assembly. The talk of peace had alarmed her. For 13 long years, Draupadi had waited for the time when Duryodhana and his brothers would receive justice. Draupadi wanted the battle to begin at once. Krishna's final peace mission worried her. What if Krishna succeeded? It seemed her husbands, even Bhima, were ready to accept peace if Krishna could somehow secure peace without sacrificing their interests. So how then would she be avenged for her suffering at the hands of the Kauravas? And how would her defiled honor be restored? She thus addressed Krishna with anguish in her voice. "O Achyuta, why are you going to Hastinapur? What do you hope to achieve? Has Duryodhana not made it clear that he will never return the kingdom to Yudhishthir? He asked for only 5 small villages, and still that evil one will not agree. So not by peaceful means, nor by surrender, will we attain our ends. Only by battle will we recover our kingdom. I cannot see any point in you going there, O Krishna, unless it is to annihilate those sinful men. You should not show mercy at this time. It is said that the sin of killing an innocent man accrues to a ruler who fails to kill one who is guilty. Do not let yourself be touched by sin, O Janardana." Draupadi reminded Krishna of the pain she felt in the Kuru's assembly hall. Her voice choked up. "Shame to Arjuna's skill in archery! Shame to Bhima's strength, that Duryodhana still lives for even one moment longer. O Lord, if I am fit to be favored by you, and if you feel merciful towards me, then direct the full force of your wrath on the sons of Dhritarashtra." Draupadi rose up from her seat behind the Pandavas. Now, taking hold of her ringlets of deep blue hair, Draupadi approached Krishna. "O Padmalochan, this is the hair that Dushashan seized. So if Bhima and Arjuna are so cruel as to desire peace, then my old father and his sons will fight for my virtue. So also will my heroic sons, along with Abhimanyu at their head, come to avenge me. Oh, if I do not see Dushashan's hand torn from his body, then how can I ever experience peace? For 13 long years, my mind has been ablaze with thoughts of revenge. My heart has been rent asunder upon seeing Bhima now inclined toward mildness." Draupadi then stopped speaking. Hot tears fell on her breasts, and she covered her face with her delicate hands. Gently, Krishna consoled Draupadi. "O Panchali, before long you will see the Kauravas' wives weep as you now weep yourself. Those with whom you are angry are already destroyed, along with all of their kinsmen and followers. The gods have ordained it. Bhima, Arjuna, the twins, Yudhishthir, and I will kill them all. Do not doubt this. If Dhritarashtra's sons do not heed my advice, they shall lie upon the bare earth, their bodies food for dogs and jackals. O gentle lady, please stop your crying. Soon you will see your husbands regain their kingdom after killing their enemies." Draupadi was pacified by Krishna's words. Now there was nothing left to be said. It was late afternoon, and so Yudhishthir adjourned the assembly. Krishna would leave early the next morning. He rose and bowed to Yudhishthir, leaving the hall like the sun going behind a cloud. The Pandavas followed Krishna, and gradually the others dispersed, all reflecting upon Krishna's momentous words. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Aklada Daini Hiranya Kashipur Vakshaha Shilatanka Nakalai Ito Nrsinga Parato Nrsingho Yato Yami Tato Nrsingha Bahir Nrsingho Hridayi Nrsingho Nrsingham Ading Sharanang Prapadyi Tabakara Kamalabari Nakam Atbhuta Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahadi Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Nrsinga Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare